Welcome to today's Explainer. I am absolutely thrilled to be your guide today because we're looking at a massive architectural shift that literally affects almost everyone working right now. We're going to map out the fascinating evolutionary journey of modern remote work security. We'll track exactly how we evolved from the clunky old days of the traditional VPN all the way to these modern, sleek frameworks that you might know as SASE and SSE.
Okay, let's dive into this. I want you to think about a recent time when you were working from home or maybe sitting in a coffee shop. You try to load a seemingly simple file or just open a basic application and you just sat there, watching a loading spinner going round and round. You've probably asked yourself, why is my remote connection so agonizingly slow? Well, it's a completely universal frustration. But the reason behind it isn't just a bad Wi-Fi signal. It's actually a fundamental mismatch in network architecture.
To really understand why, just consider this number for a second. 1,000. According to a recent report by Netscope, the average enterprise today uses around 1,000 SaaS applications. Think about that volume. Now, you personally might only use about 5 of them, right? But your company as a whole is managing 1,000. So your frustration, it's entirely validated. Because legacy security systems were simply never built to handle a workforce that's directly accessing 1,000 different cloud-based tools from highly distributed remote geographic locations. The old systems literally just broke under this new pressure.
Section 1. The trouble with VPNs. Let's talk about why the old world fell apart.
See, for a really long time, the resources we needed lived safely behind private networks in centralized corporate data centers. A virtual private network, or VPN, made total sense to connect you to that specific building. But as apps moved to the cloud, organizations just kept right on using VPNs, and this resulted in a process called backhauling. Think of backhauling like forcing every single commuter in an entire state to drive through one single, highly congested downtown toll booth just to get to the grocery store next door. It forces highly distributed internet traffic through a central corporate point before finally sending it to its actual destination.
In the old era, a central termination point actually worked, mostly because the data was centralized. But in our new cloud era, SaaS applications are highly distributed, and they're designed to be accessed directly based on your geolocation. So forcing modern, globally distributed cloud traffic through that legacy VPN creates this huge, unnecessary extra hop. And this extra hop introduces severe latency, way longer round-trip times, and just massive bottlenecks. It absolutely crushes performance while at the same time driving up equipment demands far beyond what most companies can handle. The central toll booth simply wasn't viable anymore.
Section 2. Enter SaaS, the all-in-one solution. Now let's take a breath and look at the first great leap in our evolutionary arc. SASE, which stands for Secure Access Service Edge, was designed specifically to solve this exact VPN bottleneck. Instead of a single central toll booth, SASE provides high-speed express lanes. It works by establishing a massive global presence with point of presence, or POP locations hosted across multiple regions. SASE vendors essentially partner directly with Tier 1 backbone providers. Think giants like AT&T or Verizon. So whether you're logging in from Europe in the morning or California in the evening, you connect to the nearest local POP. That POP then securely routes you directly to your SaaS app without dragging you all the way back to corporate headquarters first.
Now, SASE isn't just one single technology. It's actually a package of 4 different services working together. I like to think of them as a team of specialized digital bouncers. First up, the Secure Web Gateway, or SWG, is your internet bouncer. It handles URL filtering and blocks malicious code. Second, the Cloud Access Security Broker, or CASB, is your SaaS app bouncer, giving you granular access control to tools like Office 365. Third, Zero Trust Network Access, or ZTNA. Well, that's the bouncer for your private data center resources. And finally, SD-WAN is the Physical Traffic Director, intelligently routing connections for your physical corporate branch sites.
Section 3, the SASE Integration Challenge. But, as with any evolution, there was an unforeseen complication. SASE essentially attempted to do way too much, all at once.
Now make no mistake, SASE has absolutely incredible market momentum. As Gartner predicted, by 2025, over 60% of enterprises will have strategies and timelines to migrate to SASE. It is a booming market for sure. But here's the twist. By forcing both security services and complex network routing into one single consolidated package, vendors inadvertently created some pretty severe growing pains for IT departments.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is the gap between vision and reality.
The
The SASE vision basically demanded that you buy your security and your networking from a single or at most a dual vendor setup. But the user reality was very, very different. I mean, what if you wanted the absolute best-of-breed security from a provider like Zscaler, but you really prefer the networking services of a vendor like Viptela? Well, mixing those top vendors proved to be a massive headache in practical terms. It locked companies in and gave them very few options.
And that brings us to the most crucial flaw of all, which was really exposed by the post-COVID reality. Look, SD-WAN is an incredible technology for connecting physical branch offices together. But what if your company just doesn't have branch offices anymore? Many modern organizations are highly or even fully remote, yet they were being forced into a SaaS framework that required them to adopt, pay for, and integrate heavy networking tools they simply did not need. It became this heavy ball and chain of unnecessary networking.
Section 4. SSE. Security without the baggage. Enter the sleek, streamlined successor in our story. Announced by Gartner as a brand new category back in 2021, SSE stands for Security Service Edge, and it is exactly what it sounds like. SSE takes the incredible cloud-native security framework of SASE, but it completely drops the networking requirements. It throws out the heavy SD-WAN baggage, allowing organizations to focus solely on securing a work-from-anywhere environment. And this brilliantly illustrates the exact difference. SASE requires the 4 pillars we discussed earlier, which includes that SD-WAN networking. SSE utilizes the exact same security stack, SWG, CASB, and ZTNA. But SD-WAN is completely subtracted from the equation. By removing those networking constraints, SSE gives companies the absolute freedom to easily choose those best-of-breed security vendors without having to worry about complex branch office routing integration. Section 5. Which should you choose? Let's bring this right back to your daily life.
The decision actually boils down to a very straightforward metric: your physical footprint. You should absolutely choose SASE if your company operates in a hybrid model, with actual physical branch offices that require complex on-premise connectivity. SASE gives you consistent security whether your users are at home or sitting in a corporate branch. On the flip side, you should choose SSE if your workforce is fully remote, or if you simply have no need for SD-WAN. SSE allows you to get top-tier, work-from-anywhere security without paying for or trying to integrate a physical network architecture you just aren't using.
Which leaves us with this final, provocative thought. The evolution from VPN to SASE to SSE wasn't just about changing a few tech acronyms. It was a direct response to how and where we work today. Take a look at your own company's trajectory. Are you still dragging modern cloud applications through a legacy downtown toll booth? Are you paying for heavy branch networking when your team is literally sitting in home offices across the globe? Where is your workforce heading tomorrow? Answering that question will tell you exactly which evolutionary step your security architecture needs to take next. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer. Keep learning, and we'll see you next time.